The PSVR was an astounding success for Sony, and the Japanese gaming giant has great plans to continue its venture in the VR space with the PSVR 2. It had a strong launch lineup with games like GT7 VR and Horizon Call of the Mountain. And there are plenty of great PSVR 2 games to look forward to as well. With this feature, we will be taking a look at 15 of the best PSVR 2 games coming out in 2024 and beyond. Aces of Thunder. Gaijin Entertainment's upcoming Aces of Thunder lets you live out your fantasy of being in the driver's seat of a military airplane, and it makes great use of the VR platform's capabilities to really immerse you into the experience. The game features plenty of different vehicles to choose from, and each one of these models will have different handling and stats thanks to the simulation nature of gameplay. It comes out for PSVR 2 sometime this year. Bulletstorm VR. Bulletstorm is known for its fast and frenetic gameplay loop and hilarious writing, and developer People Can Fly's 2011 hit continues to hold up surprisingly well to this date. Bulletstorm VR is an effort to translate that adrenaline-pumping experience to a new dimension, and while there are definitely a few quirks and rough edges, it still manages to be an immensely fun time for both returning fans and newcomers alike. It's available now on PSVR 2. Arcanage. Set against the backdrop of a futuristic world that's a weird but beautiful mix of nature and technology, developer Vitrevious VR's Arcanage revolves around the protagonist embarking on a grand adventure to save the world from peril. The gameplay lets you take part in thrilling first-person encounters, but what separates Arcanage from its contemporaries is its physics-based combat mechanics and the ability to craft custom weaponry. It's set to come out sometime in Q1 2024, and we will definitely be checking it out when it releases. Heroes of Forever. Currently in development at Lucky Mountain Games, Heroes of Forever is a first-person shooter that sees you and your friends hopping across different dimensions and time periods, all in an effort to cleanse the world of some creeping corruption. It seems like a simple story at first glance, but Heroes of Forever has made great use of the multiverse concept to explore plenty of distinct locales that are rendered with some amazing art direction. It will come out sometime in 2024. Madison VR. Bloodiest Games delivered a great first-person horror game with Madison, and a lot of that praise could be attributed to the thick atmosphere and a storyline that continues to remain engaging right through to the end. Fans will be able to enjoy the game with even more immersion through its upcoming VR mode, and it looks like it just might be the best way to experience what Madison has to offer. We don't have a release date at the moment, but we will hopefully get to hear more news on the matter in the coming weeks and months. Wanderer: The Fragments of Fate. Wanderer: The Fragments of Fate is a remake of the original Wanderer, and it offers the same brain-tickling puzzle experience and a story that remains a captivating affair through and through, while also giving the visuals a fresh coat of paint. In addition to this, the PSVR 2 remake also adds 3 new levels and mechanical improvements, which give enough reasons to replay this amazing adventure all over again. It comes out for PSVR 2 sometime this year. Phasmophobia. Kinetic Games enjoyed a ton of critical and commercial success with Phasmophobia, a game that manages to stitch together psychological horror with co-op gameplay in a way that's pretty fresh and unique. Phasmophobia will also be making a transition to the VR platform in a while, and the prospect of getting to experience the bone-chilling horror that comes from slowly making your way through deserted corridors and crumbled mansions is something that's too hard to pass on. It doesn't have a release date at the moment, but more news will be dropping shortly. Vertigo 2. Set against the backdrop of an alien planet, Vertigo 2 is all about you trying to overcome all sorts of hostile forces in an effort to reach back home. The sequel expands upon the original in new and interesting ways with better encounter designs and a slew of increasingly tough bosses. Vertigo 2 is available on PSVR 2 right now. X8. Developed by Third Verse Company, X8 is an online multiplayer VR shooter where you get to choose from a variety of heroes and battle it out in chaotic 5v5 battles. Each character comes with its own unique set of abilities that makes the combat more interesting by adding an element of strategy to the whole affair. X8 has been received pretty well by fans on MetaQuest and PC and is confirmed to launch on PSVR 2 soon. Behemoth. Skydance Interactive is hard at work on Behemoth, a first-person adventure where you play as a vagabond lost in a mysterious land. The cinematic trailer showcases the protagonist exploring the strange lands and fighting massive giants called Behemoth. which sounds pretty compelling to say the least. More news will be dropping soon, and we will hopefully get to know more as Behemoth reaches its imminent release of late 2024. Lo-Fi. Lo-Fi is an upcoming futuristic cyberpunk VR simulation game where you take the mantle of a police officer patrolling the crime-riddled streets of City Block 303. Much isn't revealed about the gameplay yet, but Lo-Fi is stated to be an open-world game, which means you will get the freedom to explore the world and pave your own path through the adventure. Lo-Fi is still deep in development and is speculated to be released in 2024 on PSVR 2. Aka-R. Aka-R feels like the perfect VR translation of retro shooter games back from the 80s. Developed by Llamasoft, Aka-R is best described as a mixture of delirium visuals, neon bright colors, and an energetic soundtrack, while the gameplay revolves around shooting enemies and dodging bullets in moments unnoticed. Aka-R is available on PC right now and is scheduled to release on PSVR 2 in March 2024. Big Shots. Big Shots is developer Alter Eyes' first game, which seats you in the cockpit of a mech robot and lets you wreak havoc upon hordes of aliens in an effort to regain control over Earth. Between a compelling cartoon-like art style, along with a wide selection of weapons to exterminate waves of aliens, Big Shots is a great option to live out your dream of piloting a mech robot. Big Shots is planned to release in the first quarter of 2024 on PC, MetaQuest, and PSVR 2. Firmament. After a successful Kickstarter campaign and a couple of delays, the game is finally en route to release for PSVR 2 sometime in early 2024. Firmament will thrust players into a steampunk world that comprises many elaborate puzzle rooms that players will have to solve in order to make sense of this world and decipher the central mystery of it all. Reception has generally been positive across PC, and it could definitely be an amazing time on VR as well. Genotype. Genotype is a single-player, first-person shooter where you get to explore a scientific facility overrun by all manner of weird worms. But the catch is that you can use these creatures as weapons by printing them and fighting off the incoming forces. Not only that, you can also transform into these tiny creatures to explore inaccessible areas like secret vents and narrow passageways. Genotype's suite of ideas makes it sound pretty cool, and we'll be checking it out when it releases in the near future. Metro Awakening. While a new mainline entry in the long-running Metro series is under development, PSVR 2 owners are set to experience a new VR experience set in the Metro universe. Titled Awakening, the game will release on PSVR 2 sometime in 2024. The game is set in 2028, and you will take on the role of Serdar, who is searching for his wife in this demanding and challenging world. The gameplay looks spectacular, but we will see how the whole thing pans out this year. And with that, we reach the end of this video. Have anything to say? Let us know in the comments below. Also, we upload new videos every single day on GamingBolt, so please consider subscribing as it really helps us out. Thanks for watching.